Hello and welcome to Holiday Potpourri. We are so thrilled that you have chosen to be with us today. Let me first introduce our musicians. We have Margaret Walker on the flute, Gretchen Bilson-Chiverton on the piano, and myself, I'm on the oboe, and I'll be singing some songs a little bit later. As you can see, we are performing for you live, outdoors, socially distanced, and masked when possible. Here We Come A-Wassailing, which is the carol that we just heard, is a medieval English carol, and wassailing has fallen out of fashion. So let me just explain what it is. It's when a group of peasants would go around to the houses of the nobility. They would sing songs, give blessings, and maybe even carry a bowl of wassail, which is usually a kind of apple cider, perhaps with a little bit of alcoholic content mixed in there, for everybody to drink. And in return, the masters of the house were expected to give gifts and goodies to the revelers. It sounds like we should bring that back. The French contributed the next two carols. The first one that you'll hear is the jaunty Noël Nouvelet, which is translated in English as Sing We Now of Christmas. And the next one is Bring a Torch, Jeanette Isabella. It's the 17th century carol from Provence, France that kind of adds some characters to the traditional Christmas story. In this carol, Jeanette and Isabella are two farmhands who find the baby Jesus in a stable, and they then run to the nearest village with the news so that the townspeople can come and see Jesus. And you can hear in the music the stable hands cautioning the people to be quiet so that the baby can dream and sleep, where there's this hush, hush motif. Yeah, so we hope you enjoyed the next couple of carols. So when you last saw us, we were out on the porch, socially distanced. We had our plans, and the best laid plans, as you know, go off awry, especially in 2020. So one of the members of our trio had a possible COVID exposure, so we were reticent to meet. There were scheduling issues, just a variety of different things. So we decided to take a different tack for some of the remaining pieces that we hadn't had a chance to record at that first meet outside. So you'll be hearing Gretchen's beautiful playing, but it's kind of piped in, if you will. She recorded her accompaniment tracks and sent them over to us, and then myself and Margaret Walker, who is my mom, so we're in the same social bubble, as you will see, recorded our parts kind of layered on top of hers. And we're also inside because dang it didn't get really cold. Right now we're going to be playing some music from the Nutcracker, which is now, you know, a beloved holiday classic seen on ballet stages all over the world. But when it was first premiered back in the 1890s in St. Petersburg, Russia, it was considered a flop. Weird, right? So we are going to be playing several excerpts, mostly from the second act of the ballet, which is when Clara and her Nutcracker prince are visiting his kingdom, which is the land of sweets. So you'll hear the march, which is actually, I think, from this first act, and then everything else is from the second. The dance of the reed flutes, the Arabian dance, the Chinese dance, the dance of the sugar plum fairy, and finally, Trippek. the rededication of the Second Temple around 170 BC and the Miracle of the Lights. This group of Hanukah songs includes 4 songs of the season: Si Vivant, Sof Sof Sof, Hanukah Hanukah, Hanukah O Hanukah, and Dreidel Dreidel. The composer of our next piece was named Antonio Vivaldi. He was a Baroque composer and violinist, and he's probably best known today for his composition, The Four Seasons, but we're going to be exploring a different piece by him today, and that is one of his trio sonatas. So a trio sonata, despite the name, can be played with either 3 or 4 players. We're going with the 3-person option for today. 2 treble voices, 2 high voices, like the oboe and the flute, along with more of an accompaniment part on the keyboard or the guitar. Hope you enjoy. The next three popular carols don't really need an introduction. God Rest Ye, Merry Gentlemen, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and Silent Night. Cantique de Noël is better known here in the States as O Holy Night. This beloved holiday classic was first composed in 1847 when there was a newly renovated organ in Rochemar, France, and it is now known all over the world in many different languages.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of the dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul
The next three songs celebrate the winter season. First up is Skater's Waltz by Emil Waldteufel, who was inspired by seeing skaters at the Rink of Skaters in the Bois de Boulogne in Paris. Next up is Let It Snow, which is by Sammy Kahn and Jules Stein. It was actually, ironically, written in Hollywood, California on the hottest day of the year. But instead of heading off to the beach with the rest of the crowds, Sammy and Jules went to their studio to write a song that brought back memories of their childhoods. And finally, we've got I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm, which was written in 1937 by Irving Berlin, and it was introduced in the film On the Avenue and covered by many artists, including Dean Martin and Ella Fitzgerald with Louis Armstrong.
The snow is snowing, the wind is blowing, but I can weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm. I can't remember a worse December. Just watch those icicles fall. What do I care if icicles fall? I've got my love to keep me warm. Off with my overcoat, off with my glove. I need no overcoat, I'm burning with love. My heart's on fire, the flame grows higher, but I can weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm. Off with my overcoat, off with my glove. I need no overcoat, I'm burning with love. The flame grows higher, the flame of desire, and I can weather the storm. Why do I care how much it may storm? I've got my love to keep me warm.
Thank you again so much for joining us, coming to share in some fun music. And thank you especially to West Orange Public Library for sponsoring this event. We're very grateful to have this opportunity. And last but not least, we have two songs by the American composer Leroy Anderson. You may not know his name, but you probably know at least one of his songs. The first one that we'll be doing for you is called Blue Tango, which is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a combination of the harmony and the rhythm of the blues and the tango. It's so fun to play. We hope you have as much fun listening to it. Fun fact, this was the first instrumental record to go for the gold record status back in 1951. And finally, we're going to cap off the program with that perennial holiday classic, beloved of high school and college bands all over the country, Sleigh Ride. again so much for joining us. My name is Elizabeth Engelberth.
I'm Margaret Walker.
And our fearless pianist is Gretchen Bilson-Chiverton. We wish you a very happy and healthy holiday season from all of us.
Bye.